welcome to another video. I don't know if I'm in focus. I'm further away from the camera than I usually am, and I don't have my glasses on, and I am ever so slightly blind. So if I'm not in focus, I can't tell. I'm sorry. But today, different setup, sort of. Woo! We're doing an unhaul. I have been inspired. I've actually done a couple of unhauls and not even uploaded them. Like, I filmed them and then not done anything with them. So sorry about that. But I've been inspired, one, by Gavin's challenge that he did to unhaul 100 books. I am not going to do that because that's absolutely ridiculous and I don't have that many books that I want to get rid of. Two, by Steph's unhaul style of, like, unhaul with me in the shelves. So we're smushing them together, we're making a baby. Unhaul X amount of books with me. I was thinking 50. Think that might be pushing it too far, so we're going to lower it down to 30, just so it's a little more achievable. I don't have anywhere near as many books as someone like Gavin does, so I don't need to unhaul as many, but my birthday is on the horizon. It's like a month and a half away, getting on, and I already have some parcels downstairs, and a haul pile that I haven't put on my shelves, and I don't have any space. So let's unhaul some books. Let's get on with this. I do have a small stack of books that I have already decided to unhaul prior to filming this, so let's just go through them, and this will kick us off with our first 5. Number 1, Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I'm sorry, Pris. This was a middle grade monthly book. I didn't like it. I don't want to keep it. There is a live show all about this if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts. I know it's quite beloved by some people, not by me. So number 1, gone. Number 2, The Peculiars by Kieran Larwood. I got like halfway through this and DNF'd it. It's a Carl James Mountford cover, so I'm a little bit sad about that. But at the same time, I DNF'd it. I was bored, I didn't care, so that's going as well. This is about a freak show circus type thing in Victorian London and kids start going missing, but the intrigue wasn't there, and for something that was supposed to be a mystery, nah, so that's going. Number 3, Norwegian Wood. I tried to read this for Read It Like Cody. I think I got like a quarter of the way through, like 80 pages or something. Did not jam with the writing style at all. The vibe of this was entirely wrong for me, so that's going. 3 down. Number 4, House of Dragons by Jessica Clues, whatever. Turns out she's an asshole. Simple as. And number 5, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is sprayed edges, really pretty. Lots of people love this. I've had this on my shelves for such a long time, and I needed to fit something in the shelf space where this was, and very spare at the moment, which is like, am I ever going to read that? Probably not. So I just took it out so I could replace it with another book. That's the story of that, so I ain't reading that either. 5 down. Let's crack on with the actual shelves. First up, the first thing I know that I'm getting rid of is the Cruel Prince trilogy, the Folk of the Air trilogy, The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. I recently finished off this trilogy for my Read It Like Aaron video, and I explained how it's very junk foody. I had fun at the time. It was okay. I'm never going to reread these, and I could do with the space, because, you know, it's a big chunk of books, the hardbacks, you know. I could use that space for something that I'm more excited about than these, so these are going as well. But this is about Jude and Taran, who are humans that get taken into fairy, and then Jude wants to, like, fuck up the fairies. It's just very meh to me, so I don't need them, and I know they can go somewhere else where they will be much more loved than they are with me. So that's 6, 7, 8. There we go. That takes us to 8. I keep throwing them on the floor down there. It's gonna knock you over eventually. Next, another trilogy that we can knock out. Northern Lights. I read the first one, didn't like it, gave it 2 stars. Am I ever gonna complete this trilogy? Am I ever gonna read the sequels? Absolutely not. And you know who really wants these editions of these books? My mother. Mum, they're coming to you. Hello, son. Yeah, these are going to go to my mum. She wants to read them. I think she's watched the TV show and wants to read the books. But this one's a polar fantasy. I read it for a polathon, didn't like it. I don't even know what the sequels are, nor do I care to discover. So, 9, 10, 11? Math. 2 more. 2 more down here. Scythe and Thunderhead. I got 7 chapters into Scythe when I tried to read it and put it down. It's been on my cursed books list ever since. Do I want to read it? No. Why do I have the sequel? I don't know. Fortunately, I don't have the 3rd book. But I know that a lot of people say that the ending to this trilogy is a massive letdown. And why would I want to go through that for a letdown ending? I don't know. Do I even really care? No. Do I like dystopia? Not really. Why would I read these? So, 12 and 13. You know what this book's about, right? The 2 kids that end up being like scythe apprentices in a world where they've defeated death and they have to murder people for a living. Sounds fun! I don't want to read it. Ooh. Biting the Bullet on Sarah Rash. Snow Like Ashes, Ice Like Fire, Frost Like Night. I've been saying for probably about 3 years now, I really need to read the last book in the trilogy. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. It's not gonna happen. I liked this enough when I read it. It was fine. This was fine when I read it, but like I didn't really care. Why would I do it again? Why? Very typical YA, lost princess, icy magic, world separated into seasonal courts. I don't want to read it. It's been on my shelf for such a long time. It's always pissed me off that I've got the last one in hardback. But I'm not going to read it anyway, so it don't fucking matter. Bye! I told you I was going to knock you over. Next. Let's do this one. Green Glass House by Kate Milford. This, I forgot to tell you what number those 3 were. 14, 15 and 16, which makes this 17. Yeah, Green Glass House by Kate Milford. This is a wintry middle grade mystery. It's quite enjoyed by other people. It was a bit meh for me, so I'm never going to reread it. It can probably go somewhere else to someone who will enjoy it more than I did. It was okay. I don't want to say I hated it, but not one of my favourites, and if I need to be brutal and get rid of some books, it's going. So, yeah, it's about a young boy called Milo. Yeah, and he's adopted and lives in this green glass house hotel, and it's Christmas time and there's supposed to be no guests at the inn over Christmas, and then loads of mysterious people show up and mystery ensues. So yeah, 17. Goodbye. What will be number 18? Number 18 is my favourite number. I feel like we need to make this a good one for that reason. I've got one. Number 18 is a book that I gave 5 stars. Are you ready? It's Master of Sorrows by Justin Cool. Oh, why am I unhauling this if I gave it 5 stars? Because I bought a hardback. So, this one can go. Also, this edition's like proper messed up. I had to hack at it with a pair of scissors because these pages were all stuck together and I couldn't read the prologue. But I've got a fancy hardback coming, so this shitty paperback can go somewhere else. Number 18, gone. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm sorry to everyone who loves these books, and I've been playing with the whole will I read Morning Star, will I not? People keep saying that it gets better, but then again people told me that Golden Sun was better than Red Rising, and it wasn't. I didn't like Red Rising, I didn't like Golden Sun, despite people telling me that it gets good in Golden Sun, and I'm now being told it gets good in Morning Star. I don't trust you. And then I have these 2 as well. So I'm really sorry, specifically to Aaron here. I'm really sorry, Aaron. I gave this a chance. And I know you're going to be really mad about me unhauling this without reading Morningstar, but is it worth it when I could free up all this space on my bookshelf? So, Morning Sun's just yeeted itself. Like, it doesn't want to be here anymore. So, that was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's them. What's next? This is fun. 24, 25. I loved Illuminate, another one that I gave 5 stars. I've DNF'd Gemina 3 times. Am I going to read it again? No. I'm not even going to try again. You know what? I've had this bookmark sat in here for frickin' ages. It's done. I'm not going to do it again. I've DNF'd it enough times to know I'm never going to finish it. And I'm never going to reread Illuminate because it's now been tainted by the experience of Gemina. So they're going to go. It's a shame because I did love Illuminate. It's that mixed media format going on. It's a pretty book. I actually have a bookmark in there as well for some mysterious reason. It was a fun reading experience. I enjoyed this one a whole heck of a lot. It's about a young couple, Katie and Ezra, who break up on the day that their world is attacked, is the word I want. They break up on the day that their planet is attacked, and there are these 2 rescue ships, and they end up on different ships, and the AI goes freaking crazy. I liked it. I had a good time with this. This very much felt like the same story recycled, but giving the characters different names. And I've tried it 3 times and can't manage it. So, yeah. Was that 24 and 25? 5 more for me to hit that 30 book goal. Oh, you know what? Let's go for a graphic novel. Let's go for Adventure Zone. I thought I was going to really enjoy this. I didn't. Whoops. I don't know if it's because it's that, like, D&D humour. I don't know that I don't have. I've played D&D, so I don't know. I just didn't find this funny. Which is a shame, because everyone else does. I just didn't, and I've had no desire to continue this series, so I'm gonna get rid of that one as well and make a little bit more space on my comic shelf. But yeah, this is the story of the podcast, I believe, The Adventure Zone. This one is Here There Be Goblins, which is Volume 1, and it's a D&D campaign, and every now and then the Dungeon Master pops in. Apparently it's funny. I didn't get it. Was that 26? Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton. Very pretty fairy loot edition of this. Is there even under the dust jacket? Oh no, it's boring under there. But Red Spraylage is a very pretty book. I don't know what this is about. I was holding on to this with the hope of doing another one of my fairy loot reading week reading vlogs, but I have so many other fairy loot books that I could pick from to do that I don't need to hold on to this for that specific reason, because there are plenty of others that I could pick for that. I mean, I have had this experience with fairy loot a lot in the past where it's been a book from fairy loot that I haven't been like super excited about, but then when I have read it, I've loved it. And I do run the risk of that being the case here, but I'm just not going to read it. It's been on my shelf for... When did this come out? It came out in 2018. It's now 2021. And as it came into fairy loot, it was a new release at the time. I'm not going to read it. So, 27? And you know what? Let's do some more fairy loot brutality with some others from fairy loot that I'm holding on to for similar reasons. One of them is 8 Will Fall. I just have no interest in picking this up. Like, none at all. 17-year-old Larkin is an empath born with the ability to sense the emotions of others and siphon them to either conjure or destroy, but magic is illegal. I just don't care. The cover does nothing for me. I've not heard good nor bad things about this. I don't think I've heard anyone read it. And again, there are many other books that I'm more excited about from fairy loot than this one, so How have I already forgotten? I literally just told you the number of the last one. 28? 2 more to go. 2 more to go. I've not got rid of anything off that shelf. But I don't want to get rid of anything off that shelf, so that shelf is okay. We are not touching my Seb & Schwab shelf. Not happening. Fuck 2 more, let's do 6 more. Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. Poison Study, Magic Study, Fire Study, Shadow Study, Night Study, and Dawn Study. I got these ages ago in this box set from the works. Like, I'm pretty sure it was when me and Jake were like pretty fresh together. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some books to just like leave at his, because these were definitely on my desk at his. Because I was like slowly making a library there as well. But I always also took my current read to his, so I had no reason to ever start these. And obviously we've now lived together for 2 years, we've been together for nearly 7. Am I gonna read them? No! I couldn't tell you what these are about either. I think it's a young girl who ends up being like a food taster to test if things are poisoned. But I don't know, so yeesh. But yeah, there's 6 more. Bear with me. Sorry, I just had to go and answer the door. But I'm pretty sure that took us to 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34? Yeah, this takes us to 34. I can't do math. Can we keep going? Do you reckon I can do more? We've hit the goal. But can I do more than 34? I feel really bad about this one, and I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to unhaul Ash Princess, Lady Smoke, and Ember Queen. I was holding on to these because Lady Smoke and Ember Queen were gifted to me and I haven't read them yet, and I don't want to unhaul gifted books that I haven't read. However, when they were gifted to me, I didn't know how much I hated the first book. And the first one I bought myself, and I was just really excited about the concept of this trilogy, so I put the other ones on my wish list and was ever so kindly sent them, so I'm really sorry if that was you. In fact, I think I know exactly who they were. I think one of them was AJ and one of them was Fran. Yeah, and because AJ's one didn't come with a note and Fran's one did, so I'm really sorry to AJ and Fran for this, but I hated the first one. I DNF'd it the first time and then I forced myself to read it for... There was a readathon last year. I can't remember which readathon it was, but I forced myself to read it for that. And I hated it. It got 2 stars. And I think that was pretty generous. I thought that perhaps the sequels would have potential at the time of finishing it, but realistically, if I hated the first one that much, I don't want to hold on to a book that I gave 2 stars, and therefore I'm very unlikely to finish the others, so they're going as well. So that takes us to 35, 36, 37. I'm sorry. 3 more. Oh, here's one that I'm never going to read. I was peer pressured by booksellers. Enchanté by Jadeyraereads. This is a French Revolution retelling, and it was sold to me as a Les Mis retelling. It's not a Les Mis retelling, it's just a book set in the French Revolution. But the bookseller was like, based on all of these other books that you have purchased, you would really like this one. And I was in a good mood, clearly, and was like, you know what, I trust you, go for it, yeah. And it was on the buy one get one half price, and I think I needed another book that I could get half price, so it kind of made sense, and I trusted her opinion. I still haven't read it, and I'm probably never going to. So goodbye to this one. So that's 38. 2 more. 2 more. I'm really struggling now, folks. 2 more. I know I've already hit my 30 book goal, but now I'm so close to 40, I kind of want to push to do it. Oh, you know what can literally get itself in the bin? This is how you lose the Time War. Fuck this book. You can go in the bin. This tiny. It took me fucking ages to read, and I'm mad about it, and I'm forever gonna be mad about it. Am I ever gonna reread it? Absolutely not, because I'm so bitter. Also, it made no fucking sense. Time travelling ladies fall in love via a time war, but nothing makes sense. This can go. One more. One more. This is so hard when there's one left to do. Oh my god, I could get rid of the paperback of the Court of Frost and Starlight. Bitches! I found one. A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. I have the hardback for this one. I have the hardback for the first, third, and the little novella, and then Silver Flames, because I lent out A Court of Mist and Fury and still don't have that back. But I don't need a paperback of this one when I've got the hardback. So, book number 40. Ta-da! 10 more than planned. That was hard, but there we go. 40 books unhauled. My shelves look really spacious, especially gaps. Like, you can't, is that even in frame? This gap here is massive. I love it. Also, up on these top shelves, you again, out of frame for you, but the gaps are huge. There's so much potential. Anyway, I'm really glad that this has happened. Thanks for coming along on this journey for me. If you have enjoyed, give us a thumbs up. Chat to me down below. Do not tell me that I shouldn't have unhauled any of these, because by the time you see this, they'll be long gone. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this anyway. If I unhauled one of your favourites, I'm sorry. Please accept my sincere apologies. But yeah, that is it for today. I'm going to box all these up, ship these off to either Ziffit or friends and family or wherever else they end up going. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.